Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again. And that must mean that I am Professor Robert E.G. Black, and this is the Groundhog Day Project.
It's one of those infinite time loop situations you might have heard about.
It's a thing where the same day keeps happening.
Time.
I wake up every day right here, right in Punxsutawney, and it's always February 2nd.
The last revision is what counts, apparently.
We're in minute 99 of the film. As this minute starts, we get the wide shot looking at the angle at the Cherry Street as Phil and Rita are going toward the fence. I said that the goof with the clock was the last one, and it was correct. I forgot about this one. The fence is a goof. In the wide shot here, you can see that the gate is open a little bit. It is not completely closed. I don't know in what order these two shots happened, like that they shot them. So I don't know if it was open and then someone pushed it shut. And so we get the next shot. It is not only shut, but it is frozen shut. So the wide shot looking at the Cherry Street would have to have been shot after. For the most part, we can't tell. We don't see that the gate is open because we're not looking at the gate. We're focusing on Phil and Rita. They're running toward the gate. They're eager to get into life. And meanwhile, the lyrics are like, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. I forget exactly the timing on some of these lines with what the action, so I'll just describe the action. They run toward the gate, and then we get the shot looking from the Cherry Street, like at them and up the street. As they get to the gate, and it is frozen.
We couldn't open the gate because there was too much snow and ice, so that's why he had to lift her over the gate.
We don't see them finding that it's frozen. We don't need that moment. We just need him lifting her over the gate, because what does that get us? I said several minutes ago, or several episodes ago, that this is a sort of metaphorical marriage. She bought him. She owns him.
I bought you. I own you.
She paid for him to get out of the time loop, and they are metaphorically a married couple now. This is the reification of male-female relations that comes at the end of romantic stories. So, what's a common trope with getting married? Carrying the bride over the threshold. Where's the threshold? It's out there, into the world. Their marriage breaks the time loop, and by leaving the Cherry Street property, they are crossing the threshold into normal space-time. They're already in it in the Cherry Street, but visually, metaphorically, that's what we're getting. He lifts her over the gate, he is lifting her over the threshold. They are metaphorically married. Plus, just last minute, he said, let's live here. And she didn't say no. She didn't say, that's a little too fast for me.
There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. You know, I'm actually such a sap. I believe in all this stuff, and the movie is quite sincere.
There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. That is a great line. It's cheesy. It's stupid. I wish it were true for more people. I wish more people cared about the whole human race instead of just their little corner of it. It's almost like being in love. It is. I mean, to be in love, you have to see that person almost as more important than yourself. And at a certain point, they become more important than yourself. The longer you're in a relationship, that will back up, of course. If you don't value yourself enough, you're going to have problems. But sort of romantic love, that's kind of the idea. You're putting this person up on a pedestal, and she took him down from the stage. He lifts her over the threshold of the gate. They're reifying the patriarchal version of things, but also they are running together into the day. Where are they going? I don't know. Maybe they're going to go make sure she's at her room, and they're going to meet Larry, and then they'll drive back here to pick up Phil's bags later. Because they do need to go back to Pittsburgh. He may have joked about staying here and renting to start, but they have to go back to Pittsburgh today. They've got jobs. They already got snowed in for a day, which will be fine, but they've got stuff to do. But yeah, if you care about the whole human race, it's like being in love with the idea that people exist and if you don't value parts of society, and I don't mean you have to value everyone equally, on a certain level, yes, but that doesn't mean you just accept a bigot for who they are. You can have a problem with the way people are and still care about them as a person, still not want them to, die or get violently detained and then deported to some country they've never been to. The day-to-day only matters if there's other people in it. And I say this as someone who doesn't like most people, doesn't want to spend time with people other than my family most given days. I go to movies by myself and don't like it when I'm stuck sitting next to other people, but sometimes it's crowded and I have to. But I like the big screen. I recently got a larger TV, and that is so nice. And if I had a TV even bigger, I wouldn't go to movie theaters. I mean, no, I still would, because I want to see movies when they come out, because I want to be able to understand, not get spoilers. I want to be able to comment on them when people talk about them online. I want to have conversations with people about them. I want to do shows like this. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. Now, by the time we're in the like a bell line, we have gotten the shot of them going up the street. They're over the fence. They're going out. In the background, you can see a single minivan pulls out of a driveway. It's the only real sign of life. Now, I think I've spotted there's someone on a porch over on the left somewhere. I remember writing about that in the blog. The van pulling out is Harold Ramis's assistant is driving that van, if I remember right. Is it the same one who was the nurse behind the window? I think I asked this in that moment, but I'm not sure. I can't remember if it's the same person. They just wanted some sign of life out there. Just a dead, quiet, snowy street is a nice visual, but them walking onto it doesn't seem monumental. They needed something to be happening in the background without there being a crowd. Because yeah, it's February 3rd. People are going about their regular day, and it's only a little after 6 in the morning, so most of those people probably aren't awake yet. The music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. The music of life, the Pennsylvania polka, I said that was a metaphor. The Pennsylvania polka is the time loop that Phil was in. It's the dance with other people. And it's the only way he learned how to actually live is by dancing with other people. The music of life includes other people. It's not just about doing what's good for you. It's about caring about other people and doing good things for the world, making the world a better place. I sometimes try to justify doing like podcasts and YouTube videos when I was making them, or whatever I do next. Because if I am entertaining even a small handful of people, that makes their day a little bit better. And then maybe they do it's that pay it forward kind of thing, where you get this chain of they're in a better mood, so they do something nicer for someone else, or they just interact with someone in a more positive way that day. So I try not to be too cynical and angry in these things, but also the way of the world right now is that we need a little bit of anger and a little bit of violence, perhaps. Definitely need some property destruction and damaging of whatever. I don't mean to get into that, but that is part of life. That is also the music of life. But the music of life, more important than any of that, whether positive, whether negative, the music of life only works if there are multiple people involved. Like a bell that is ringing for me, but this music of life is its own thing, bigger thing, but it's a bell that rings for me, for you, for the individual. It's indication music of life exists and you should join it. You should listen to it. You should pay attention to it. And from the way that I feel when the bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I don't need to get into the whole metaphor of why we call it falling in love. Uncontrolled, intense journey. But the repetition here works. He hears the bell that's like, pay attention to the music of life. And he fell into this trap. He fell into the time loop. But what does it feel like? It feels, I swear I was falling. And then it changes up the language for the last line this minute. Why it's almost like being in love. It's not like falling in love. It's like being in love. So what has the time loop done for Phil? It's let him see the world. It's let him see that there are other people. And I don't mean just on a literal level, because that's silly. It's not trite. On the surface, it might feel trite, but it is not trite. Falling, being in love, joining in the music of life, paying attention to other people, caring about other people, helping other people. This is what Phil has gotten out of the time loop. It has made him a better person. And he will be a better person. When he goes back to his job, he will appreciate it more. Because a weatherman makes people's day better. And on a good day, a podcaster like me makes your day better. I hope listening to this show, you've had a good time. Next episode, I think I'll talk about future plans. Also, there's some more lyrics to this song. Or different song. Is it Switch songs? Yeah, it switches songs. So I'll talk about the song lyrics and I'll talk about my options for what I'm working on next. And then minute 101, the end of the film, technically that goes into the next minute after that, but only by a handful of seconds. I forget how many. Will be my final thoughts on the movie. Maybe ever. Strike that. Correct it. Minute 100, I'll talk more about the lyrics. The end of the film. 101, my sort of final thoughts from last July when I was recording all of these. But then there will be a bonus episode on February 2nd after I watch the movie again after editing all of these. And that will be perhaps my final thoughts on the movie ever? Well, not really, because I'll watch it on February 2nd and I'll review it on Letterboxd and I'll watch it next year and year after and year after. I'm sure I'll be talking about this movie till I die.
That's gloomy.
That's life.
I mean, I'm sure I'll tweet about it on February 2nd every year, and people will ask me questions about it, and I'll comment on it in other conversations here and there. But in a sort of official capacity, it might be the last thing I do in regards to Groundhog Day. Unless someone has some funding for my documentary idea, then I'm in. I will do it, because that would be awesome. Unless you got to contact me with some funding, go listen to some music, and go listen to the music of life.
You knew you were going to say that.
This has been a production of Lemming Drops Studio. You can find links to more at lemmingdrops.com or join the Facebook group Lemming Drops Studio Tour. Also, you can support all my shows at patreon.com/lemmingdrops.
What is wrong in the end which never comes? Or which comes again and again, lapping, like waves.
Since the Big Bang set everything in motion, everything that happens in this universe has to be the way it is. Particles unfolding the way they're destined to.
How do you sleep at night? You've never seen Groundhog Day?
Yeah, you know Groundhog Day is not a documentary.
Remember when Groundhog Day was just a movie?